Today we are visiting the area of the Aiud gorge. As you can see, here it's raining. Hopefully there will be a nicer weather. The drive is about 1 hour long, so let's get started. We have arrived, here we have nice weather, but it's quite windy. So far we haven't found any markings, so I'm not sure how we will find the path. The Munții Noștri app hasn't started in play mode. It's sad that it doesn't find a GPS signal, but I managed to make it work by turning on the mobile network, so it didn't need internet connection. Here we have some very informative signs. After crossing the river, the first markings have appeared. The climb is quite steep. After coming for only 10 minutes, we already have a nice view. Here we can see the village of Vălișoara, and in the distance the Corteș citadel, also called the citadel of Trascău. And here we have the Vălișoara gorge, also called Aiud gorge. Another empty sign. There is the data peak, which we want to climb. – 12 degrees Celsius with 20 to 30 km/h wind gusts, perfect hiking weather when using a windbreaker. I'm just getting some tears because of the wind sometimes. After 35 minutes we get to crossroads. Up until now the red dot and the blue cross came together. The blue cross describes a longer circuit, but we follow the red dot to the peak. According to the sign, this path is suitable only for well-prepared and well-equipped persons. Hopefully we'll manage. So far the path is easy to follow in weather with good visibility conditions. We have started a steep climb, so I took off my wind jacket. Obviously since then the wind is blowing non-stop, but I'm not feeling cold. It's okay like this. The trail goes ahead, and soon we will get to a portion marked with an exclamation sign. Is the road where we left from, and there's the dacia. We are hiking for an hour and 5 minutes. On this steep portion I broke a sweat, but a beautiful panorama has opened. but it's still not clear how far away we are from the peak. We are climbing in an interesting place. There will be cables as well. Here in snowy conditions it wouldn't be enjoyable. I've put my hiking poles on my backpack because I will need my hands. It's important to mention that on cables it's not recommended to slide our hands, so no sliding, just grabbing in a single spot, because there can be small pieces of metal hanging out, which could cut our hands, which we want to avoid. It looks like the first wave is gone. There are still some clouds there. It was quite short, only about 5 minutes. In the distance you can see the city of Aiud. After an hour and 45 minutes we arrive to Peak Data. It is full of snowdrops, and of course we won't pick a single one of them, because they are beautiful here, and if we take them home they will just die. On this hike I also test a new piece of gear called Thermarest Z-Seat, and as I was taking pictures of the snowdrops I realized how I will use it for the first time. It's small and folded like this. The first test was successful. It's quite comfortable, especially if I don't put it on a rock. And I can feel clearly how it reflects the heat. Of course, in nice weather like this we could sit on the grass, but in rainy or snowy weather it can be useful. We have stayed half an hour on the peak, we have eaten, we have drunk, and now we're leaving. We are descending from the peak and we have snowdrops on both sides of the trail. After 3 hours and 5 minutes we arrived on Data Saddle, and we will meet again the Blue Cross. We have about an hour until sunset, so we will have to decide which way we are returning back. Perhaps it's a better idea to return on the blue marking to avoid walking among cars in the end. That's where we're coming from, and we have decided to shorten our trip on the Blue Cross. The red dot continues this way. Half an hour we got back to the crossroads, so we are quite close to the car already. I guess it's about half an hour away. If you stop in this parking lot, take the trash with you. This public toilet left by the people is really beautiful. They stop in the parking lot, but the poor car cannot carry the paper. We have reached the car. The whole circuit took us 4 hours and 15 minutes, including the half an hour spent on the peak walking leisurely. It was a spectacular hike with good weather, except those 5 minutes of storm. If you come here, first of all, take good boots on the cables, no city shoes please, and leave the flowers where they belong so that the future generations can enjoy them as well.